Hey guys, my name is Beverly. I want to come on here and do another pregnancy update. This is going to cover everything that happened in week 38. Also, a little disclaimer, I actually already had my little boy, but I still wanted to do the last few updates just for my memories to look back on, and if anyone else gets anything from this, that's great too. So that's why I have no makeup on, my hair is not done, I have a hat, and I have different setting just because he's asleep, and this is like my only time that I can do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. Okay, so weeks 38. That week I had an OB appointment, obviously, because I have one every single week from 36 on. And at that time, they checked me to see if I was dilated, and I was dilated 2 centimeters at that point, and I was effaced at 70% is what they had told me. And this is actually, I saw my regular OB, which I had not seen the week before and all that for the appointment. And I was not going to see her in week 39 and 40 if I need that appointment. So this is the last time that I knew I would actually see my OB that I had been going to the entire time. I'm looking at the monitor. So saw her, like I said, everything else went well. The same thing they do at every single appointment. The blood pressure, the weight, the heart rate, any changes with me medically, with the baby, everything was completely normal, completely great. So dilated 2 centimeters and effaced at 70% is what they had told me. Also, she went over like just more things that I need to know, what I need to look for if I was to go into labor, like what to do. They give you a little card, or at least my office did. They gave us a little card with the hospital's name on it, or the hospital's name and information, everything, where to call. It's like a direct number to like the OB emergency, basically, and you can ask a question, or you can say, hey, this is what happened, do I need to come in? And they kind of will, tell you whatever from there, depending on what you tell them. So she went over all, like, just the general stuff about, like, what to look for, like Braxton Hicks, what does it feel like, or what would contractions feel like, if my water breaks, just anything that was, like, to set me into labor, basically. And what I would need to do, like if I water breaks or I start having contractions that are intense, extremely, can't take it, obviously go right there. Or she said that if there's something happening but I'm not quite sure, or there are contractions but they're really spread apart, or just kind of anything that I might feel like I need to ask them about. If it's regular business hours, I can call her office, like my OB's office, and ask them, and I could come in and they could check me, see if I'm further dilated or, contracting or anything like that. But if it was after hours, or if it was an emergency, I would call the hospital's, like, OB emergency number, and they would tell me what to do, or I would just, go right in, obviously, if it was an emergency. So we went over all of that, and she also told me that this week she actually was on call for the hospital. So obviously, they rotate just like all the other doctors, and this was her week to be on call. So if I was to go into labor, I would actually have my OB to deliver me. So I thought that was good, which I really, really, really at the time thought I was going to go deliver early, because every time I had an ultrasound, I was always a week ahead, like from the very beginning. So I just kind of assumed, okay, I'm a week ahead. I'm probably going to have the baby a week ahead of my supposed due date. So anyway, I also officially packed my bag. I had kind of been packing it here and there and like changing stuff, and I had ordered like some more stuff that week through Amazon Prime. So obviously it got there super fast, but so I officially was completely done. It was zipped up, like completely done. Wasn't going to change anything. And my husband packed his bags officially with everything he needed in it. And also my mom came by that week just to kind of do some last minute stuff in the nursery. She's really good about like arranging furniture and decorations and things like that, just naturally. So I had everything set up how I thought I liked it, but for some reason it just didn't function right. Like the furniture, it just made the room seem smaller, and I just wasn't like 100% happy with it. So I asked her to come over, and she came over one afternoon. I think it was a Sunday. And so we kind of like played around with the furniture, and she just kind of moved it all around, and she ended up changing a couple of things, and I'm really glad that she did, because now it's just so much more, it just makes more sense. Like, I feel like there's more room, and it just looks better when you walk in, instead of having like every like furniture kind of crammed, basically, is how it seemed before. And now it seems more open. It just seems like the flow of it makes sense better. So she came over and did that, and we hung up a couple like decorations and things like that I needed help with. And also, this was my last regular work week. So I worked all the way through week 39, and I think I actually ended up working like 1 or 2 days of my 39th week. But this is my last regular like full work week, which, like I said, I thought I was going to go have the baby early. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have the baby any day. Like, this is my last day at work before I have the baby. But so it was interesting, just because a lot of people were really surprised that I was like kept working, which I work for my dad. So I mean, maybe that's part of it. And I do really like my job also. So I wasn't like trying to get away from it. And it was winter time. And so, I mean, it felt nice. I wasn't like suffering or anything like that, like at work, or else I probably wouldn't have been there. But I was getting more tired and things like that, obviously, at this point. So last regular work week, like I said, and also I made it a point, once I really thought, okay, this is like my last week before I have the baby, I started to really make a point to like take care of myself. So I got my nails done, like nails, manicure, pedicure done that week. I did red because it was right before Christmas, and I got my hair done because I thought, okay, once the baby comes, I'm not gonna be able to do it for a while. So I went ahead and got everything done. Obviously not today, but I got my hair done. And I did make an appointment to get a facial, just because I thought, man, that would just feel so good and like relaxing. And it had been a long time since I had one, and I knew I probably wouldn't have one for a long time after the baby was born. So I made an appointment for that in a couple days. I just remember them not having any openings that week, so I made it for the following week, hoping that I would be able to get it done before the baby. And also, we went to our what we thought was our last date night. My husband kept wanting to go out to eat with just the two of us before the baby was here, and we ended up doing like hibachi, which was really good. It was just nice to kind of have the two of us go